Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. Thought about making this video just for sake of clarifying a controversial topic that has been occurring recently. I think this weekend was the second time this kind of blew up, and I see a lot of misunderstanding going back and forth, sometimes even, I would say, implied offense, and maybe some people here might take it personally, but I hope it isn't taken as so. So I'll try to lay out an argument in a very clear way, just to make sure that this, let's say, incident, or let's say reoccurring incidents, are understood, and also that the issue is revolving around it, and the concern is also understood. Just for context, so who am I, or who are we, and who do I believe I can represent in a way? I think I can fairly represent NFT collectors on Cardano, and the rest of the NFT community on Cardano, the builders, the creators, the artists, everyone in the sphere, if they will allow me to represent them. We are, number one, we are early users of Cardano. We are lovers of Cardano. We have decided to build, transact, and use Cardano for many reasons, and I think one of the main ones is because we believe in the network. Some of the responses from some, I would say, representatives of the tech community have kind of blown off this matter as these NFT buyers or this NFT community is being whiny. I don't think that this is faithful to those who are actually, let's say, stress testing the system on the network creators or developers' behalf. Do I say that some people are impatient? Of course they are, and I'm not defending them. I'm saying that most of us are Cardano lovers and believers who just want to make sure that the growing pains that we are witnessing now are being noticed, and that the development plan does take into consideration any unforeseen deviations. Okay, just to get that out of the way. So what is the issue? The issue is network-wide slowdowns whenever there's any form of concurrent, let's say a peak of concurrent transactions. This could be 10,000, 20,000 transactions within a minute or so. I can't put a number to it. There's people who have done tests and have some analytics. Kryptonity is one, Adam Dean is another one. So there have been numbers that people can refer to, but the point is that whenever there is such, I will say, relatively small peaks of concurrent transactions, the network slows down. And the first time this was, let's say, described to be a slowdown which happens only on a part of the network, and it has been referred to as being one junction at a highway gets jammed. But then this has been proven by test empirically that is not the case, and that transactions that are not even related to the NFT sales are slowing down, and not slowing down by 2 minutes or 3 minutes where somebody can just shrug it off and say, hey, the network's just hitched a bit. We're talking about 30 minutes in an ecosystem where we have maybe tens of thousands of users, maybe 100,000. And here I'm looking at a network which we believe, or at least is being promoted as something that can become the world's economic, or let's say financial system. So I'm not here to create FUD. I'm not saying Cardano is a failure. I'm saying we might have a right to be surprised if we see the network be getting clogged up this early into the development of Cardano. We haven't seen the DEXs up yet. Maybe that is handled differently. Maybe it can handle that bandwidth. I don't know. I'm not a developer. I'm not a technical person to a deep extent. But what we are talking about is not frustration about us not being able to mint our petty little NFTs. It's rather our concern that there seems to be an issue related to the network. We are passionate about this. We are all invested in Cardano, not just NFTs. We're invested in Cardano. And because we are, and because we believe in the people, we are complaining. Not because we're complaining because we're mad. We're complaining because we just want to make sure that those who can make a change, if it's necessary, are aware that there is something. Okay. Some people brought up graceful degradation, or that this is a feature and not a bug. Okay, sure. But is a normal user supposed to have to wait 30 minutes for an ADA transfer as a feature? Because there was just this small, I will call it small, sorry, if it's 20,000 or even 50,000 users concurrently sending ADA for any NFT sale or whatever, that's not a massive amount of traffic in a normal order of magnitude. So if this early we are hitting those ceilings, then I think we have a right to be concerned. And we need to highlight that, hey, maybe we're hitting that ceiling too early. And I know there are solutions. I'm not worried about there not being solutions. I just want to make sure that this, let's say, order of magnitude is noticed. That's all. Solutions, what kind of solutions? Parameter changes? I don't know. Are parameter changes going to be able to change the order of magnitude that this network can handle? Maybe not. Maybe that's Hydra. Okay, is Hydra going to happen soon? Probably not, because what I've seen in documentation is 6 to 12 months, give or take. So it's not something soon. So we need to either set expectations straight for us users and not say that this is something simple that can be shrugged off. I'm not saying, again, this is not FUD. I'm not worried that Cardano is going to fail. I'm just trying to set my own expectations along with all the other users. I think most of us did not expect this to be, this incident of having this kind of high capacity bottlenecks to be reached anywhere this early. So I think this is the reason why people are scared or concerned. Is it because of inefficient sale or programming? Maybe. And an answer has, one of the suggestions has always been, well, we need to change how we sell. Okay, sure, we can do things like queuing, we can do things like pre-sales and pre-orders and people buying in advance and receiving them on a certain date. That's all possible. Some people go and say, hey, this is all built on a marketing hype kind of system where everyone comes in and buys at one time. Yeah, sure. But then when you also look at modern digital commerce, this is the standard expectation. We're not trying to push something fake. When you go and buy something from, say, Amazon, you want to go and buy a movie or a digital code or whatever you want to go and buy. You're going to expect that to be emailed to you within a minute or two, or 10 minutes at most. If you go and say, hey, I'm going to buy this, but then I'm going to receive it tomorrow just because, well, maybe AWS can't really handle the traffic, I would maybe question AWS or whoever's providing the service, because the standard expectation for digital sales is instant or as close to instant as we can. And that's what we expect, and that's what we see in networks in general. So maybe we expected that, for example, Cardano would have this kind of level of transaction capacity. It's not that it's always slow. It's not. It's I think that we are hitting the peak relatively early when we have a mass, let's say, or a huge project. It's a decentralized world, though. We can, let's say, come up with best practices, but also we cannot control who follows them. So what if, for example, 10 different drops don't follow these standard best practices and bog down the network every once in a while? That's still not a good look. And I think this is the only cause of concern. I don't think that most of those complaining are bothered that they aren't able to instantly send their ADA to buy an NFT. I don't think they're salty that they missed a sale. I don't think that they're salty that they lost an opportunity to make profit. I don't think this is the case. Maybe some of them are. I'm saying that many of the voices that are trying to reach out are more concerned about the greater good. And just want to make sure that this is something that the team is aware of, that the issue isn't shrugged off just because these are some greedy NFT sellers and buyers who are trying to use marketing tactics. No, I think that those who are in the space, of course, those who are in commerce, they are selling a product, that's for sure. But I think that we should not judge them by different standards from any modern day digital commerce. What do we want? I think we just want to make sure that the issues are being heard by everyone involved, everyone who is making sure that Cardano is developing on the right track. And I think it's also important to have a healthy feedback loop between users, which the NFT community are basically a large volume of users of Cardano, and the technical community of Cardano, those who are not users, if I may say so. And we do have a healthy overlap. I hope those will also help bridge across, maybe get the message across. Those who are a strong part of the technical community but also have dabbled with NFTs. There's a big number of SPOs who have been in the space. There's a big number of developers, very big developers who have contributed so much to Cardano, who are also with us in the space. I hope that they are able to also raise this concern and maybe bridge the gap between us and those who claim that this is not really a valid concern. I hope I got my message across. I just meant to make it clear and concise. Small tweets here and there are not able to give the subject justice. I might be mistaken in some points, so please, if I do have a mistake in here, please correct me. And thank you for listening.